Hey guys, it's Stratus Forecast Weather here. I just wanted to let you guys know that we will be going live on the channel Sunday around 9:30 a.m. for the major winter storm that will be impacting the Midwest region, and it could also stretch into portions of Washington, D.C. area, and we will also be covering the severe weather potential and threat, or risk, as you could say it, for the southeast. Hazards have not been laid out yet. The hazards for the severe weather event have not been issued by the National Weather Service yet. I'm expecting potentially just the major one. I'm thinking, since there was a moderate string of area of moderate wind shear, according to the weather models, especially the GFS model and the HRRR model, as people say, but I like to call it the HRRR model. We'll also be expecting some heavier snow associated on the backside of it as well. This could lead, with a tighter pressure gradient between a high pressure and a low pressure system, it could create for some gustier winds, potentially even close to damaging winds. So with the snow on the backside, there might be some blizzard warnings issued, and potentially even blizzard like conditions, if not blizzard conditions, could be possible with this storm as well. And then on the there's going to be a cold air and warm air mixage around the middle of the system, typically where you see that mixing line. There's going to be potential for significant icing. We could be talking between anywhere from as less as a quarter of an inch of ice all the way up to possibly close to an inch of ice, which will lead to disastrous road traveling conditions as well as numerous to widespread power outages. And we could be even talking about more than a widespread power outage event. We could be talking about just like hundreds of thousands of people without power. This could be a major icing event, but also the snowstorm possibility, snow totals. I have not taken a look at the potential for snow, like the amount of snow yet, but I'm assuming they're going to be anywhere between just as less as maybe 5 inches of snow all the way up to potentially a foot of snow, and in locally higher amounts in some isolated areas. But there's going to be probably a long streak of between 5 and 18 inches of snow, and that snow will be heavy. I'm not sure if it's going to be heavy and wet, because we're dealing with temperatures generally between the 20s and near around 30 degrees, which isn't really perfect for heavy wet snow. Typically you need that temperature to be at least between 28 and 35 degrees to have that heavy wet snow and get those bigger snowflakes. That's still possible with the system, especially right along close to that mixing line. There's going to be a combination of just a messy commute. This storm will probably start to form Saturday evening and closer to the overnight hours before it starts to really ramp up. Sunday morning around 1 a.m. I was thinking about going live then, but then once looking at the weather models, I was a little bit ruining off my normal daily routine and schedule and everything. So I'm thinking the storm really starts to ramp up, and we start to get daylight heating around the 6 to 10 a.m. frame area, timestamp, whatever you want to call it, before we get real intense, not really intense, but we get that snow getting more intense, dragging those visibility levels down closer to zero. There could be some locally or gusty winds right along the where the snow is happening, even away from the back side of the front, where there's northwesterly winds coming down from the back side of it, associated with another high pressure system. But I think 6 and 10 a.m. will be pretty much the jackpot to start going live, and we'll be looking at about a whole day event. I don't know if I'm going to live stream all the way until midnight or something like that, but if I do, then we will probably end the stream around 12 a.m. because that is just way too late for me. But Monday could be also another live stream. The severe weather potential doesn't look as significant, even though there is a lot of shear still. But according to future radar models, like the GFS model and the HRRR model or the European model, they're showing not the I don't know why I call it the HRRR model. It's the European model, or you call it the how do you pronounce it? ECWMF model. We use it for tracking snowstorms here in the USA and even across the world, really. It's predicting some moderate shear. So I don't know how much shear there is for the day on Monday, but that storm should be starting to wind down, and really that snow will be more lighter to moderate snow, not more of heavier stuff anymore. There'll be a little bit of mixing, but it won't be near significant as it is going to be on Sunday during the morning hours and through the early afternoon and late afternoon hours. But Monday could be another time to go live. I'm not sure if I'm going to, because it all depends on how the storm plays out. And if it does start to weekend, then there's really no point of going live, because the conditions will get more reasonable for people to start picking up. Well, not necessarily picking up any like snow or anything, because it's still going to be snowing. In Washington, D.C. could see their first snow in a few years if this does play out the way it's supposed to. I'm not sure if I read that correctly, but it could. The severe weather threat, again, it looks more like a damaging wind threat to me, because we're not getting specific details, because the HRRR model isn't getting, the HRRR model isn't going deep enough into the future to really give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with for like shear, the unstable cape, or the energy helicity, or stuff like the supercell composite, or the significant tornado parameter. It's not really giving us any information. It'll probably start giving us information probably on tomorrow, when we start to see things more realistically and we start to get a better grapple on what this storm could actually look like and what could actually bring. But I think that the main impacts of the storm will likely be the snow and icing. The snow will be on the heavier side at times, but there will also be some gustier winds associated with it, which could lead to limited travel delays and stuff like that. But I don't think we're going to be dealing with much of a blizzard-like situation, especially in portions of like the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, maybe on where the storm gets intense between a high pressure and a low pressure on the backside of it. We could be dealing with a tighter pressure gradient, which would increase those potentials for higher wind gusts, and the snow intensity will ramp up a lot. So, like I said, major snowfall and major icing will be the major ones. We'll watch out for that severe weather threat along with the winds, but I think the major snowfall and the icing threat will be the most impactful ones out of this entire winter storm. By the way, the winter storm does have a name. I gotta remember now that winter storms do get names. Usually I hear them from the Weather Channel, but this one is named Winter Storm Blair. So Winter Storm Blair is going to bring a lot of stuff with it. We'll be dealing with heavy snow, heavy icing, probably hundreds to probably hundreds of pretty much over 100,000 power outages out of this entire event. We'll also be dealing with the threat for severe weather. As of now, the National Weather Service has put us at a marginal risk for severe weather for if I take a look at it right now, actually, the Storm Prediction Center has put us at a marginal risk for severe weather. This includes portions like, it goes through Arkansas, through southwestern not Pennsylvania, but Tennessee. It even includes portions of Alabama and much of Mississippi and Louisiana, and that even goes back through portions of far eastern Texas. But there's also a slight risk of severe weather that has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center. This includes areas like far western, for a good portion of the Mississippi area, southwestern and southern and southwestern Arkansas, far eastern Texas, and then pretty much the entire state of Louisiana. Again, there's no hazard risk yet, but I expect them to come out with them at least by later tonight or early tomorrow morning before we get an actual update on this, and I'll be able to line that up with the predictions from the weather models. And this will give us a basic idea of what we could be dealing with for severe weather. But the last time I looked at the weather models, it was looking like moderate shear. Again, you want higher shear to produce like those actual tornadoes. But I did look at the ingredients, like the moisture, well, not the moisture, but the humidity, the dew points, the temperatures. The temperatures look perfect. I mean, obviously 70 plus degrees is pretty much in the ballpark for severe weather. The dew points looked on the okay side. You want the dew points between 60 and 70 degrees, which we will be in that area. You want the humidity to be at least 70% or higher, which that does look like it's possible and likely to happen. So all those ingredients are there. We're just waiting for the hazard risk from the National Weather Service. And depending on if we can get an area where the any of the weather models, typically I use the HRRR model for the significant tornado parameter. If we get an area of that looks concerning, I wouldn't rule out the Storm Prediction Center for the National Weather Service issuing a enhanced risk of severe weather. If the enhanced risk of severe weather gets issued and it's for tornado risk, then 100% we'll be going live. But we're really going live through this entire thing, really. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to look forward to on Sunday. I'll be going live starting at 9:30 a.m. unless if the storm timing gets a little switched around or things happen that we were not expecting. If something looks more significant before 9:30 a.m., then I will probably go live then. But yeah, we'll be live streaming on Sunday. We'll be covering the entire winter storm from Winter Storm Blair, its snow impacts and its ice impacts, potentially even the blizzard-like conditions, all the way to the severe weather potential. So yeah, hope to see you guys there. You can follow my Facebook and Twitter now added to my channel. You can follow my Facebook at Stratus Forecast Weather, and you can also follow my Twitter, or I like to call it Twitter, but X at also as Stratus FW. Stratus FW. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this not so quick video, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hope to see you guys on the live stream on Sunday. And yeah, like I always say, stay safe out there, and yeah, we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.